Another day, another vlog. I'm back in Florida. I just landed in Miami a little while ago. I'm sitting in the third rental car of this trip in a parking lot just up the street from the Miami airport. This is a 2021 Nissan Altima, 3970 for the mileage. Still a pretty new car. And they didn't have any pickup trucks. I did ask, and just nothing available. So this is what I got. And I had plans to be in Florida today before I knew about, that I was going to Las Vegas this week or any of the, stuff going on in my life that's going on right now. Before any of that was going on. So I stuck with the trip. Instead of flying home from New Hampshire to Florida, I flew from Las Vegas to Florida. Obviously, you know that if you've been watching this playlist. And not real sure what I'm doing today in Florida. It's going to be about 75 today. I'm going to find something to do. Not sure what, but I'll show you guys when I figure it out. I'm flying home tomorrow morning from Orlando to Boston on Spirit Airlines. I just flew in Las Vegas to Miami on American Airlines. I slept through just about the whole flight. I was not really awake long enough to listen to more than one or two songs in a row. So that was a good thing. For over a 4-hour flight, and I just slept right through it. So that's all I got right now. I'll check in when something interesting happens. So it's later, right after I picked up the rental car. I just got really tired. Even though I slept most of that flight, I was still exhausted. Probably just from, being on the road all week and having fun in Las Vegas. And so I took almost 3-hour nap right in the car in a parking lot right up the street from the airport. It was a Holiday Inn parking lot. It was like big and, went way back. Nobody bothered me. And now I'm just riding around, seeing some things in Florida. I went to see the BB&T Center. Didn't record anything. That's the big indoor arena for the, one of them for the Miami, South Florida area. And now I'm going to see Lake Okeechobee, which I have never seen in person before. So I'm headed up that way. Pahokee, Florida is one of the towns on the lake. And it's supposed to be really, really trashy and one of the most rundown places in Florida. So let's see if that's true. Just driving through the swamp right now. Route 27 north coming out of the South Florida area up to Lake Okeechobee. As far as Florida trips go, kind of a boring day. But it still beats being at home doing nothing. $80 degrees right now, according to the car. 80 and humid. But it's really cloudy and it's supposed to rain anytime now. So because of that, it wasn't good enough weather for a beach day, which I was really hoping for today. I'm in Belglade, Florida, sitting in a Winn-Dixie parking lot. Down to 63 degrees, rainy, as expected. Just driving around exploring. I've never been to this area before, around the big lake. So it's good. Pahokee is coming up. This is Belglade. I was just in South Bay. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. I had 3 hours worth of phone calls because I had a long conversation with somebody that I'd been meaning to talk to. Then I got another phone call. It just important stuff that I needed to take, but it took 3 hours out of the day. So it's 3:30. My flight home tomorrow is from Orlando. I think it's about 6:30 a.m. I flew into Miami just now from Vegas, or just now this morning. And in a little bit here, I'm going to go get something to eat, but after I do, I'm going to tell you that story that I've been meaning to get to about the stuff going on and why I have an entire week off and all those kinds of things. So I'll get down to it so the regular viewers who, the 4 of you that might give a shit about, that stuff can be in the loop. A lot of agriculture in this area. I like the area so far. Just laid back agriculture. Not too much traffic. Just middle state Florida. This is Pahokee, Florida. Just got into town. Doesn't seem that bad so far. The thing I saw that said it was trashy here might have been just a load of crap. I guess that just goes to show you don't believe everything you read online. That seems same as anywhere else we've driven through in the last hour. Like everywhere else, more agriculture. This is Pahokee, Florida. Just drove through town. It's kind of off behind me. And this is what appears to be a public marina on the lake. And there's a levee right up here protecting the whole eastern shore of the lake. And you drive up and over it to get down into this parking lot for the marina. And there's like, and by marina, I don't mean fancy. There's like bass boats on trailers and stuff over there. But I just checked the radar weather. It's not going to stop raining for a long time, so I'm going to get out and walk around anyway. Got a little bit of a break in the weather. It's not really raining that hard. This is cool looking. Palm trees. I love palm trees. I really do. It's in the mid 60s right now. It was up to the upper 70s, almost 80 before it started raining. At least it's not that windy today. Nothing like South Mountain in Phoenix the other day. This is the second largest freshwater lake located entirely within the United States. And what I mean by that, the Great Lakes are bigger, but they're half in Canada. Driving around the lake, headed north out of Pahokee, and railroad crossing, big old freight train coming through. Oh, just as I say that, there's the end. The reason I was vlogging this is because it was going pretty fast when it first started to cross the street, and then it just got slower and slower and slower, and I thought it might be one of those that's just going to stop right in the middle of the road, because I've had that happen before. You know, I think it's going to just make it across the road before it stops. A few more miles north on the eastern shore of Lake Okeechobee. There's the levee. And I was just driving along, and the road came to this really cool bridge. And at the bottom of the bridge, there's a sign for a park over here. So this is just open. Anyone can come in here. I'm going to head up there and check out the lake. And right here, I thought this was a lock for boats. Oh, it looks like it is. There's a restricted sign. But that definitely looks like locks over there. And I read somewhere that they have them right around here. I believe this river here eventually goes out to the ocean. And I don't think I've shown you guys the car I'm in right now yet. It's a 2021 Nissan Altima, 4,000 miles on it, North Carolina plate. Rented this one from Alamo. I've been doing a lot of Alamo rent-a-car lately. They've had, they have good service, and the prices have been just about lower than anyone. They didn't have any pickup truck upgrades today. I asked about it and nothing available, so I'm stuck with the little car. But whatever, I only have it for one day. I'm going home tomorrow for the first time in 8 days. 5 o'clock in the afternoon, still very much daylight. And look at this view. So I parked the car up here. That's where that little road was, on top of the levee. Alright, in case there's anyone out there who doesn't know what a levee is, it's like a man-made raised structure near a body of water, in this case a lake, that prevents flooding. So if the lake gets high or something, there's a barrier to prevent like a bad flood. That's one of the reasons like Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans a bunch of years ago flooded, because the levees failed. If you're so inclined, you want to read about levees and stuff, that's a good place to start. Yeah. As much as I travel, this is one of my favorite things. Like, getting done with the trip, like getting done with that Vegas trip, just going on another one just takes the kind of like, oh man, out of having a vacation end. But I don't like the term vacation, I like the term trip. I travel a lot, I try to feel like a local everywhere I am. Here's the car back up there. That's definitely a lock over there, and it's definitely open. The pickup truck just came in and drove right up to it, and I don't know why anyone would do that unless they were showing up to work at it. Alright, let's get closer here. So one thing I love about Florida, everything's just wide open. They don't restrict access to too much of anything down here. Just drove right in here, walking right up to the shore, could drive and walk right up on the levee. Biggest lake in Florida. Lake Okeechobee. And this is in like the central southern part of the state. It's about, really roughly speaking, like an hour's drive north of Miami. And this is still about 125 miles south of Orlando. Then West Palm Beach is like maybe 30, 35 miles that way. Heading back up to the car, that timing was perfect. It's just starting to rain again. Got about 10-15 minutes without rain, and I was right down there when it happened. So that timing just worked. So I parked the car again because there's a cool looking thing over here. There's the car. Where I was is like back over there. The lake is back that way. And I was like, what is this over here? It looks like there's like a park and a trail. There's a bike rack right there. So I saw this yellow wall, a pile of stone behind it. And I'm like, what is this? So I'm walking up here to read the sign. And just more Florida flat agricultural land. No unauthorized motor vehicles. Doesn't say no people on foot or trespassing though. A little bit higher than it looked. There's just a bunch of crushed stone, not crushed, they're still huge pieces, but a bunch of stone, and then looks like some steel behind it. Even on days like today where I have nothing planned, something interesting always seems to happen on these trips. I'm having a great day out here exploring all this stuff. And one thing I love about Florida, there's not as much off-limits spaces in the outdoors as a lot of other places are. Like if this were the Northeast or Massachusetts or somewhere, that sign would probably be like no trespassing, off limits, blah blah blah. Here it's just no motor vehicles. If you're on foot, you're good. Still right here in the same area. I thought this was interesting enough to put in the vlog. Old abandoned building. Looks like it was a store or a restaurant or something in days gone by. And on Google Maps, it showed a rest area, like right back here. And there is, but it's just like picnic tables and stuff. So, and there's already a camper van there, so I'm gonna skip that. So I'm gonna get driving, head back out to the highway, because I do have a flight home from Orlando early in the morning, and I'm already pretty tired. So I'm gonna take this road right here back over to the coast. It's gonna end up in like the Stuart, Florida, Vero Beach area, and then I can hit I-95 to head back up towards Orlando, because that's where I'm flying out of, and going home tomorrow after 8 days on the road. It's really been a fun week, it has. Alright, so I don't normally do this, but as promised, here's a glimpse into like why this trip came about and why I was on the road for so long this week. Because normally with work, I would work Friday, I'd work Monday, and then I'd fly out Saturday morning, go wherever, spend Saturday all day, stay overnight, usually in a car, once in a while in a hotel or something, but usually I just slept in like a rented pickup truck. Got the first flight I could get home on Sunday morning so that I'd have all day in case there were flight delays, so that I could get to work on Monday. And, you know, that's been the last year, over a year, just, you know, that's kind of been my travel schedule. And, you know, I didn't really mind the short trips that much because there were so many of them. I'd do 1 or 2 of them a month. And for a while, my average was flying 2 weeks. I was flying every 2 weeks. Right now, lately it's been I fly about every 3 weeks, but it varies anywhere from 2 to 4. And so what happened I got laid off this past Friday, a week ago yesterday. I lost my job. The company that I work for went from like 15 people down to about 3. Lost the biggest contract they had, and I really liked that job. I drove a 20-foot non-CDL box truck, and it paid really well. I enjoy driving, so it's kind of like, man, a job that pays well and that I really like just went away. They actually offered for me to stay and be one of the 3, but I didn't really like the work that they had left, so I just decided to move on. So I have been off all this past week just because I got laid off. I don't have a job right now, and I had enough money saved up because, like I said, it paid well. And, you know, I just said, you know, I'm just going to travel. That's what happened. I had that 2.5-day trip to Florida last weekend that turned into, you know, this. And 4 days in Las Vegas with the day trip to Phoenix, and now I'm back in Florida, but I am going home tomorrow. And the reason I called that a really stressful situation, I did have a lot weighing on my mind because I love driving trucks. I don't really want to do anything else. And so what I do now is called a non-CDL truck driver, which is I don't have a commercial driver's license, but I drive like some of the bigger trucks that you can drive without it. And I got offered a job, you know, back home in Manchester, New Hampshire for a better company, a little bit more money, and driving a 26-foot box truck. Very similar to what I had been doing. Like the last, you know, the job I just got laid off from, I was delivering pharmaceuticals and auto parts. And this new job would have been delivering sheet metal. But I just decided yesterday, came to the realization that I was going to turn it down. Because, again, it was a non-CDL job. A good one, like a really good non-CDL job, but it's still not a CDL job. So I just decided, I mean, I guess I'll say this. My mind is not 100% made up as of yet, but I'm strongly leaning towards going to school to get my CDL license to drive tractor trailers. Because like I said, I love traveling around. I love driving. And just more money. Like, I mean, I did well. I mean, I did well driving non-CDL, but I really would like to make that leap. So the stressful stuff that I was getting at, that I didn't tell you guys what it was until now, I was trying to decide if I was going to take that job that was offered to me in Manchester, New Hampshire, driving you know, another non-CDL box truck. Good job, a little bit more money, and I would have really enjoyed it too. But at the end of the day, I really want the CDL license for tractor trailers, so I'm going to be going to school for that in a couple weeks here. I am going to take like a couple more weeks off before I do it. But here's the thing on that. I can do that anywhere I want to, so I'm actually going to do it here in Florida. I'm going home to New Hampshire tomorrow, flying home, and I'm going to get some things in order and just prepare for coming down here. And I'm going to be temporarily moving in with my friend who lives in Winter Haven, Florida. I'm going to be able to stay there while I'm going through school. But once I get down here, I'm going to take a few more weeks off, then go through school for CDL-A. That takes about a month, and, you know, hopefully that'll work out, and hopefully I made the right decision turning down that, you know, that sure thing, that, you know, non-CDL job in Manchester that wanted me. So yeah, that's what's going on. So I'm going home to get, you know, some things in order, and I'm going to be driving my own pickup truck down here, the blue F-150 that you guys have seen in a couple of the vlogs if you've watched enough of these videos. Gonna drive that right down here, and that'll be that. You know, I mean, I'm gonna be down here a couple months minimum, assuming I can pass school and get licensed and everything. Then I will be, I don't know, like a lot of the schools have job placements. I could end up with a job here in Florida. I might get one back in New Hampshire. I don't know. The world is wide open. Just all up in the air. I'm too easygoing to really think too much into that. So yeah, big changes, you know. It's like, you know, I'm 27. I told myself I wanted a CDL before I was 30, so I'm just gonna go for it. You know, pray to God it works out. And that is that. So, like I said a couple of minutes ago, I don't like putting, you know, that much stuff about my personal life into these vlogs, because it's a travel channel. It's not about like my everyday, like, oh, let's, you know, get up and go to work today. That's not what I do. I mean, I do go to work, but I don't vlog that. But there will be, I'm going to be driving my own pickup truck from New Hampshire to Florida in a couple weeks, so I definitely am going to vlog that. You know, unless I change my mind and take the job or something, but in the next video I do, I'll let you guys know what happens. And then, yeah, so that's a rare little glimpse into my personal life.